The holidays are a time to feel and create joy. And what could be more joyous than the look on her face as she unwraps a stunning new jewelry piece from Blue Nile? How about getting 50% off your purchase? Blue Nile offers premium quality, priced below traditional retail. Their online experts are available 24/7 to answer any questions and make sure you've picked the perfect gift. For a limited time, you can get 50% off at BlueNile.com. That's 50% off at BlueNile.com.
Saturday, Christmas comes early.
Unbelievable! Welcome to this incredible scene.
Bills.
To the end zone!
Chargers.
It's a touchdown!
An exclusive NFL game.
That's fantastic!
Live in primetime.
Wow!
Only on Peacock.
With a Christmas gift to their fans.
They're having some fun now.
Bills versus Chargers. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern. Exclusively on Peacock.
Apple Card is the credit card created by Apple. You earn 3% daily cash back up front when you use it to buy a new iPhone 15, AirPods, or any products at Apple. And you can automatically grow your daily cash at 4.15% annual percentage yield when you open a high-yield savings account. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on iPhone. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility. Savings accounts by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Columbia Sportswear. It's snowing again, and that wind chill is killer. But you're not worried about that because you shop the Omni Heat Infinity Collection. It's warmth perfected with tiny gold dots that reflect your body heat inside and protect you from the cold outside. No snow or chilly temps can stop you now. Go out anyway. Shop the Omni Heat Infinity Collection now at Columbia.com/infinity.
Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another Sporting KC win. Yes, they won a game. Yes, gentlemen, how are we feeling? We're fresh off the win. We're recording right after the win. It's late night. Cauldron after dark. Shades of blue after dark. Gentlemen, how are all of you doing?
Fantastic, Cody.
Okay, I asked for energy, and I got a fantastic. Thanks,
Better
guys.
than Dallas. I've got all the takes right now. We need to talk about Khiry Shelton's brace. I don't care that they called it. It was a Khiry brace.
It was a brace. I needed to be a brace because I asked for it. I called it on Twitter. I spoke it into existence. So I'm calling it.
So you do believe in speak, Cody?
Yes, I do.
We were talking off pod about manifesting certain things.
God damn.
But I'm here for some calf talk.
This guy.
We've got calf power rankings for you tonight. Let's go.
Oh, we have calf power rankings? Oh, shit. Oh, I just got excited. I didn't even know about that. I'm glad you waited until we recorded to tell me about this. Calf power rankings. Okay. All right, Robert, where you were at the game tonight. Tell me what you saw from the press box, sir.
You know, my favorite part of the game, besides, the goals and the win, was Patrick Mahomes when Johnny scored the equalizer. Did you see his celebration? He was pumped, man. He was like, dude, that was pretty awesome.
That goal, that was so dope. I was screaming in my house by myself. I scared the dogs. It was wonderful. I remembered that Sporting Kansas City is fun. I almost forgot. Everyone almost forgot very quickly that Sporting KC was fun, but that was great. This game was so much fun.
I think Janice's reaction was like, oh shit, that went in. All right. Yes.
I think he knew what he was doing. That to me looked very deliberate. On the replays, it was just he literally put it exactly where he needed to put it.
And I don't know if you saw the stat, but that is the latest goal in the history of Sporting Kansas City in regulation. So in regulation time, the latest one ever, all competitions.
98th
Pretty remarkable.
98th minute. Will that ever be beaten? I mean, that's going to be a very difficult one to beat. 98 minutes of stoppage time is going to be very difficult to beat.
Well, I guarantee you if we do, it'll be against Dallas again. Because the only reason we had 8 minutes of stoppage time was because the 75th minute, they just started falling down and pretending to be dead?
Their shithousery? Yes, of course.
two of them at the same time. Like I had the replay up because I was in the press box next to Robert, and I flip it over to ESPN Plus because there's only like 30 seconds behind what we were seeing, and I go, nothing happened. I watched the replay, nothing happened. They both just decide to sit down and, start stretching out. Like maybe they're cramping, sure, but it's humid in Dallas since like, I don't know, February. They should be used to this weather.
Yeah, they've done it before. They do it all the time. Games with Dallas are always chippy like that. The kicking the ball away, they tried that too. It was all of it. I'm so tired of Dallas. I guess we don't have to deal with them anymore, except for next week. Don't we play them again? Don't we play them again in is that like next weekend maybe?
There's definitely more games against Dallas.
Okay, well, not in the U.S. Open Cup.
Not in the Open Cup.
Eliminated.
What was so the two newcomers, the two new guys both scored tonight. They got the first ones that they saw the ball go in the net. Jonis had a wonderful game. I think we got to see what he can actually do with some real time on the field. Some of those tricks don't always come off. But I like that he tries them. He's kind of audacious. He tries things. Some of those he created the goal that Khiry half scored with that was a very great effort to create that chance to set that goal up. There was one other point. He had a really, really cool flick on in the box for Shallowy at one point that didn't quite come off for him. But Jonis played really well, and that we finally got that offensive spark that this team has been missing all year.
And I kind of have to think, is it because he's where he's supposed to be? He's been playing underneath the striker a lot, kind of in the midfield as like that 8-10, but he played on the wing. He was on the left wing, he was on the right wing, and maybe that favors his play style. Well,
I don't want to pick apart your take there, but was it technically left wing? Or was it wing or was it forward?
Technically, I guess he was left forward. But if you look at Vermes actually took the blame, I should say, for how bad they played at the beginning because they were in a weird formation. He said, first half was my fault just because I think we weren't prepared to play in the system we put together. We just didn't feel comfortable. And if you look at when things started to go better, it's when they got into the 4-3-3. Jonis was on the left wing. Spencer Glass, known athlete, moved to the right wing from his typical left back spot. And it was coming off. Even a guy who, credit to Glass, I think he played well for what he was asked to do. He got in there and he got in and made some plays. He almost made some stuff come off. And it just started to click when they were where they practice all the time, in the little passing patterns they do all the time. They were where they're supposed to be, and it started to work.
Peter Vermes playing 4D chess there. It's a humble brag. He took the blame, but in doing so, that means he was also saying, look what I did at the half, and kaplow. Boom.
Kaplow, yes.
I've never said that word in my life before. I don't know where that came from.
Well, this is what happens on Shades of Blue After Dark. It's only 12:30 in the morning.
It's after dark.
But who felt bad for Nikola, though? He scores his first goal, and then, I'm out of the game. Poor man.
I mean, at least he got it because they were up. They had their jerseys on. They were standing at the touchline waiting to come in, and then he picked off that ball and went and scored. It's like, did he look over there and see Khiry Shelton standing on the sideline? Like, he knew he was about to come off.
And a great goal.
Yeah, it was. He did not have a great game, though.
No, he did not.
He missed a wide open header. I mean, wide open header that Khiry also would not have scored. But tactical genius Peter Vermes subbing in Khiry Shelton after the goal for Vojinovic, and he gets a brace. I mean, am I trolling? Am I being sincere in this? I don't really know. You tell me. But Khiry got a brace tonight.
Vojinovic.
Well, it's that FC Dallas back that is never going to want to see Khiry again, though, right? Right, Chad?
That's true. I did ask Khiry in the post-game presser if Edwin Cerrillo, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but I cannot be fined for the other team's players. That's a rule I've decreed. And he was forced to play center back because of the red card, and they were out of subs. And man, the own goal came off of him, and then Shelton stole the ball from him. And I asked Khiry if he's going to see him in his nightmares. He just kind of laughed at me. The whole press room laughed. I got a good reaction out of it, so hopefully that was on the radio.
Oh, speaking of
Khiry was in a good
brags.
mood at the presser too, man, wasn't he? He's a smiling boy.
Hold on, Chad got a laugh. Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. You got a laugh. That's a good moment.
I can be underrated funny. I got some laughs on like Pools Camps asking if he was growing a mullet one time. Like I've got the lines. It's just like, when do I cross the line to say the silly things that I always want to say? And when do I try to keep it professional? Luckily, Dad's not here to tell me that I shouldn't have said any of that stuff. So.
You're that guy for sure in the digital press room. And we need that. The press room for Sporting KC is just too it's too strict. Everyone's too quiet. Everyone's too afraid to do anything. So yes, it needs it.
Now, Chad, did you listen to the NYCFC broadcast?
I watched that game at like 1 a.m. because I had to do like family stuff, and I like dozed off and watched the second half, even though I knew the result later. So I know they were. Nate was alluding to a question I had asked in the presser. And I was
a question that both Thad and I were like, oh my God, I can't believe Chad asked that freaking question. Oh my God.
I was like, Nate, give me credit. Give me credit. Say my name. Say thebluetestament.com. But he didn't. It's okay. I'll talk to Nate. I'll get him to give me a shout out later.
Oh, geez.
You know that the team just hates Chad.
And that's okay. That's okay. I can take
to.
I can handle it.
Just a thorn in their side you have to be to them.
But I think my question was reasonable, right? Do you remember? I think I said something to the effect of the offense is struggling, yet you're playing the same players over and over. And then I said, hey, in practice, we always hear about things are happening in practice that we don't get to see. So I said, what are you seeing in practice that is making you make these same lineup choices? And he basically like called me out and like they took me off mute and let me respond again to like try to clarify, like, did I think different people should be starting? And I said, I just, want to know what you're seeing. And he said, they're like, well, those are the best three guys. That's why they're starting. And then he just stopped.
Ooh, that's a good moment. I didn't see. This is the kind of thing that I want. We need to get this audio. Is there a way that we can grab this audio and put this on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm sure we have the audio.
There is gold. People don't understand. There is gold from Peter Vermes press conferences that don't even always make it out there. Just little moments like that maybe I'm obsessed with little moments like that. I think that's hilarious. And yeah, that's the kind of stuff I want to put on here so we can roast Chad while he's on the show.
That's fine.
All right, so what did everybody think when you first saw the starting lineup tonight? What were your first thoughts?
I was pretty excited.
Yeah?
I was like, I don't even know who this glass person is. Let's go. There's no picture of him on Foot Mob. Let's go. I don't even know him. Let's do this.
In the lineup cards they gave us, his name was handwritten on it. Everybody else was typed. It's like whoever wrote this up didn't know who he was either. They just typed number 80 and somebody wrote him by hand next to there.
So Kayden Pierre is well, there were some eyes on him. That was one of the names in the lineup that I think drew some attention. How did Kayden Pierre do in a big opportunity for him tonight?
Well, I think at the end of the first half, he's the guy who really was dynamic and making things happen. And I think it really kind of got some momentum going into halftime. And then that just culminated beginning of the second half. But otherwise, I wasn't terribly impressed with him, but certainly at that moment.
Yeah, I think, and it was said, I think I heard this on the post-game show as I was driving home. And it's when the formation went to the 4-3-3 that he was suddenly more comfortable. And I agree. Like, I think when he was playing that like wide midfielder wing back role, it's like he didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. And then when he returned to what he's been doing for SKC2 for the last year, he suddenly was comfortable and he's making those long dribbling attacking runs. He's cutting inside. He's overlapping on the outside for balls. And they got into the formation. He's doing it with Spencer Glass ahead of him playing right wing, a guy that's a fullback. And they were combining well. They were making things happen. And then I thought the first half ended really strong. The second half started really strong. Robert and I were actually saying in the press box, the subs kind of came at a weird time. They're playing really well. Why are you changing what's working? But Peter basically told us in the postgame that they were pre-planned. They were happening at that time, and they had kind of pre-discussed it. David, what do you think about Kayden Pierre's play?
So I actually disagree with Robert. I thought Pierre played really well all game long.
Just for the record, David was just like asleep there with his eye. He was looking at something on the computer, not paying attention to us. And so,
I was listening. I'm trying to hunt down, see if the stats are up yet for the game. But Pierre and I'll say, Cam Duke in his limited time playing right back has done this too. They're carrying the ball further forward and deeper, making stronger attacking runs from the right back spot than Graham Zusi has been. And I know that my opinion on Graham Zusi is probably pretty well known to anybody who listens to this, but
yeah, we don't need to hear that again. Shut up.
Thank you. But I thought Kayden Pierre did a really great job of, one, being pacey, but being able to carry the ball forward and then either be able to make the pass or, try and put in a cross. He's more dangerous. He looked more dangerous, and he was able to recover and get back on defense, which was, something that I'm not used to seeing out of our right back over the last few years. I'm a little surprised that we played Spencer Glass at right wing and not Kayden Pierre, given kind of their difference in talent, and that Spencer Glass is a left back. But, who's never played an inverted right wing?
But hey, left
Seth
back.
Sinovic did it, I'm sure, one time.
Don't worry. Left back was occupied by Ben Sweat, who I don't even know. Was he actually on the field tonight? Because I'm not sure he was actually playing. It looked like he gave up a couple times. Was like, Jesus. Ben Sweat, what was that?
I think he came on a little bit in the second half, maybe also late in the first. Maybe, again, to use the same defense I made for Pierre, maybe he just didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. If you look at the sidelines, Pierre was yelling at him so much in the first half, trying to get him to be where he was supposed to be on the field. But then Peter did take the blame afterwards, saying, hey, we didn't practice for this formation enough. And, the guys didn't know what to do. So when I put them back in their regular formation, of course, they kind of knew what to do and started clicking. But I think he rescued his game with some really nice crosses, really dangerous crosses into the box.
That's
the one that David was upset about, that Nicola blasted over the bar of his head.
Okay, that's you said he came on at the end. You're referring to I think 2 crosses. Okay, the guy had 2 crosses this game. That's fine, but Peter Vermes takes zero blame for Ben Sweat thinking a ball is going out of bounds, stop watching it to grab the ball from the thing, and then we almost get scored on. I don't have words to describe. I don't even know what to say about that play. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Well, there's 2 other plays that were more ridiculous than that.
You think?
But this as a
more
game was pretty. Pools Camp gently passing the ball to Frank O'Hara, and then Gordon was pretty great. Followed closely by Mr. Rad, just
oh my God, that tackle!
Not touching the ball, and then that play is followed closely by Dallas taking that ball and with a wide open net, any one of us could have scored that. Just
pass it into the goal.
Just blasting it in the cauldron.
Yes. O'Brien, right? Is that who did that?
O'Brien, yeah.
O'Brien,
That's why he is not starting anymore. Obviously, they got Alan Velasco and Paul Areola. That's why he's not starting. But he was their starting winger for much of last year, and maybe that's why Dallas wasn't very good.
Oh, that miss. That is an all-timer miss. And honestly, when it happened, I was like, this feels like a turning point. I honestly thought we were going to go on and equalize after I saw that play. I felt like we had a chance after that.
It was a sign.
Sweat had an okay game. Look, playing. We either played
he didn't. Stop playing
5-2 or a 5-3-2, depending on what you want to say. Line was pretty deep. He's a left back who's playing left center back, and the responsibilities are different. The spacing's different. Everything's different. The passing patterns are different. I don't know that we could have expected all that much out of him.
Oh man, we're being joined by another podcaster. Speaking of energy, you guys were lacking energy at the beginning. We got Mr. Energy entering the podcast here, entering the Zoom. Thad Bell. Oh, he's going to take a minute. The Boomer's going to
Him and Red Bull.
But
while Thad gets his audio connected, I would like to say that I don't want to be the defender of Ben Sweat, because I feel like I was kind of coming off that way a little bit. I think without those 2 delightful, delicious crosses that we referenced, Cody, he might be the guy that's we never hear from him again. He's just cut. Because I was like, does this guy even want to play? Does he see that Logan Ndembe is the starter and he is not getting on, and he signed a 2-year deal and he's stuck on his team?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. This is a good transition moment for us. This is a good segue. So late in the game, and I don't know if the camera showed it or not, but late in the game, Sweat was clearly cramping and struggling. He was not running very much and was just stretching out his calves, which leads us to calf talk.
Yes.
So Khiry Shelton's brace earns him the number 1 spot in the calf talk power rankings for tonight.
Oh, my man
Ndembe wasn't on the field. He wasn't in the 18. So Ndembe, who holds number 1 spot in Cody's heart, not on there tonight. So Khiry, you get a brace, calf position number 1.
Hold on, everyone calm down. Everyone calm down before we get to this calf list here. We need to if you're not putting Logan and Ndembe on this list, then we need to redefine it. We need to make sure everyone is aware that this list is calves of the evening. Calves of Dallas versus SKC US Open Cup.
Right, because Ndembe is the reason it exists anyway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and the holes in Courtney Ford's socks, I believe, as well.
Yes.
Also contributed to the calf talk, indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Okay, so Khiry, yes, my man Khiry. I don't care. Pick any body part, and Kyrie's probably going to be on the top of that list.
So I'm giving.
Jeez.
After dark. Calf talk position number 2. Ben Sweat.
Ooh, oh no. Okay, all right, I'll allow it. The crosses are good. I didn't mean to diminish the crosses. This team lacks good crosses.
It has nothing to do with the quality of his play, but this man was on the east stand side on the second half and was just stretching out those calves right in front of all of those nice season ticket paying members, and so he gets spot number 2.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Number 3.
I do have a good shot of him stretching.
Oh, whoa!
Thad coming in hot.
There we go. That's what I needed for energy. I have a good shot of him stretching. All right. That's the kind of Shades of Blue content. I don't know if any of you guys want to do that show, but that's the show that I want to do.
That needs to be the picture for our.
Dad, why can't we see you? He comes in late. He just drops one line and then disappears into the shadows. Anyway,
he's
David,
stretching his calves.
Are we ready? Is Thad coming, or are we ready for Dave to continue David's? There's Thad. There's my man. How you doing, Thad Bell?
Always good on an audio medium to talk about our video feed.
That's right. I think it comes off well to our listeners that know us very well.
Yeah. I've been listening to you for a while now. It just wasn't participating.
Thad, I swear to God, this man just actively works against the show on a regular basis.
All right, final calf talk power ranking of the night. Kayden Pierre.
Okay. Yes.
Kayden Pierre.
Yes. Da-da.
He's got a great workout, running up and down all night long.
There we go.
Can we say all night long if he got subbed off and didn't do the 120 like Felipe and Cam Duke? Well, it's Cam Duke. I'm sorry. He did not do 120. He was a replacement for what Peter called 12-year-old Ozzy Cisneros and his hamstring strain.
Ozzy Cisneros, brief, beautiful moment he had this game. He had the play he got injured on, very clever couple touches to get away, and then someone just cleaned his ass out. Well done. Very brief appearance, but very well done, Ozzy Cisneros. Also, very good name. Ozzy Cisneros.
And speaking of Hernandez and Duke, I really thought these guys showed a lot of maturity in this game tonight, and they had to play around different positions a little bit, and really was impressed by their play.
I agree.
I missed that. Thank you for your contribution to the show, Thad. Robert, who did you just say you liked that play?
I think Hernandez and Duke both had very good games, mature performances, really kind of like a rock in a sense for the whole team throughout the whole match.
Yeah, let's talk about Felipe Hernandez briefly. That's one player that I think in that first half I was like, maybe why did we ever think Felipe Hernandez was that good? But no, as the game went on, yeah, he definitely turned that into a pretty good game. Cam Duke's introduction was like a clear and obvious good addition. It made the team better like very quickly. Of all those young guys, Cam Duke, I think I'm still the most high on, but I definitely am not as high on quote unquote the kids as I think we've always been with Sporting KC's youth.
I'd say you got to give it more time, Cody. Like Cam's going to play a lot of right back. I feel like we're going to see a lot more of him with Zusi's muscle injury, and who knows when his thigh will be better. I didn't mean to take the conversation away from calves to thighs. That's my apologies.
Thighs is next week. David, get that list ready.
Yeah,
thighs are the power ranking for next week.
If you want to talk about thighs, you got to get your own podcast.
Okay, David, we'll work that out.
I'm
but yeah,
just saying,
you
again,
guys...
I'm just gonna say Khiry Shelton is gonna be on the thigh list again. Pick a body part. Pick a body part. I'm just saying.
So Felipe Hernandez, to bring it back to what we initially started talking about, I think maybe the ceiling's not as high as Cam Duke, but maybe the floor is higher. That's a fun expression we like to use. For Vermes' part, he said, quote, "This is the best game since he's come back this year," about Felipe Hernandez. So I tend to agree. I think he played very well. I was very intrigued to see him playing at the 6. He moved to the 6 after Jake Davis got his yellow. I think they may have been in a double pivot together, but they moved Davis forward to more of an 8 when they got in that 4-3-3. And he says Yuri Rosell lose his job. I'm open to some more Felipe Hernandez playing at the 6.
Thad, what did you think of Jake Davis? You and I have spoken a lot about Jake Davis as maybe a dark horse of these young guys.
I still think he's got the upside to be a Roger-esque player. He hammers people. I mean, he got the
yellow card.
Red card.
As the yellow card, like 3 minutes into his first appearance would indicate, yes.
Yeah, you get the yellow with Sporting. You got the red card with SKC2 a couple games ago. A little rash decision making every once in a while, but unafraid to hammer some people. One of my favorite traits in a player.
Yeah, I believe Robert and I were talking in the press box. I said, this man will get at least 1 card tonight. Let's hope it's not red. And then he went ahead and picked one up like a few minutes after I made that comment. But I thought he looked a lot better when he got to the 8. He looked uncomfortable to me playing in the 6, and he looked a lot more. I mean, he plays the 8 more often. He seemed more comfortable. And then he had his this guy's just like Roger thing where he blasted a shot like 40 yards over the bar. So.
Yeah, Jake's an 8, man. Jake's an 8. That's his best spot.
Yeah, I think he was unable to read the game very well in the 6th there, and he struggled, and that desperation came out a little too much.
Well, in our system requires the 6 to have a lot more positional awareness and discipline. And whereas when you're playing that kind of free roaming 8, like Roger does, you can just run all over the field and snatch every ankle you can find. So I know that when Zusi's healthy, he will come back and he will start and he will play every minute until the wheels fall off.
Bro, leave Zusi alone.
But look, Zusi's never in my calf power rankings ever. Someone explain to me why Cam Duke shouldn't just be the starter for the rest of the season at right back.
I will not make that argument because I feel like this is his chance to steal it. They always talk about when you're given your opportunity, go take it. And I haven't really seen anything from Cam Duke that says he's not taking it so far. Have any of you?
My only question is, I'd rather have him further forward than the right back position. But the nice thing is he can do either. So,
yeah, I would say I'd rather have him further up the pitch.
I mean, there's advantages to him being back there. He has more chance to run at people with a little space, and he's pretty deft at passing here and there to get around some people. But having him forward at least puts him into an attacking spot where he can combine with somebody.
Well, along those lines, though, and just I don't know if I'm playing devil's advocate so much as just thinking out loud, but
good job, David.
One of the things that made us so dangerous when Zusi first moved back is that we had a right back, the only right back really in the league, who was actually dangerous going forward.
Yeah.
But Zusi's fallen off of that. Zusi's not as dangerous as he was when he first moved back to that position. So I think maybe there's something to be said for doing that. And second, Cam's not scoring a ton of goals from that attacking 8 role. And I don't have the stats in front of me. I haven't looked, but I don't know that he's combining with our wings and certainly not with Khiry to score a lot of goals up top anyway. So
nobody else was.
Right. His biggest value is that he's like shifty and he draws a lot of fouls and puts people in danger and like gets us a lot of dangerous set pieces that we haven't been converting on. So I don't know. I like him moving forward also. We have talked a lot of times about whether he should be starting from that 8/10 or whether he should be a super sub because he changes the game. But I really dig him at right back. I think I have these visions of he and Ndembe just marauding up the wings and combining with Johnny and combining with Daniel and Jean-Yves and being dangerous.
If I could add on, I made an observation on thebluetestament.com, which you should all go read and, follow our website, that maybe the reason that the role is working better for Cam Duke is because the responsibilities are maybe, I don't know if less, but just different. You're not responsible for the whole field. When you're playing that like 8-10 role, you're everywhere. You're all the way up. You're all the way back. On the right back, you're kind of, you have half the field maybe to be responsible for. Obviously, defense is important. You got to make these recovery runs, but he has the pace to make the runs, which has often been the complaint about Zusi, that when he does get too far up the field, he cannot get back. And Cam, just like Logan and Dembe, can get back, which I think is a great asset to the team. Just having the pace to just, even if you don't make the tackle, be in the way, slow the guy down, let other people get there to help. Right. And then in the middle, you're looking everywhere. You're turning you got people coming from you in all directions versus when you're on the right, you have the sideline can use the sideline and use that space a little bit different because it's just less to be responsible for. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. I've never played fullback. I've never played midfield. I was slow. I played center back.
Wow. That's a new way to deliver a take on a podcast is you deliver a take and then, I don't know. I never played that position. So, I don't know. I think that's Chad's podcast. I think we just discovered Chad's new podcast, and it should be, here's my take, but, I don't know.
I'm pretty full of shit. I don't really know anything. So I don't know if you guys should listen to me at all.
Well, actually, go ahead, Thad.
I was going to say, actually, I kind of agree with Chad. I would probably phrase it a little bit differently.
You're full of shit.
But he has a different role there instead of being in that middle. And a lot of players do because you have less responsibilities and is that the word you used?
I said that word. Yeah.
So yeah, but you have less responsibilities and you have more focused. So you're focused on one side versus trying to do everything. So I'm actually agreeing with you, Chad.
Thank you, Thad.
Okay. We've had enough Zusi slander. We've passed the allotted minutes of 0 minutes of Zusi slander for this podcast.
I did say hi to Zusi in the tunnel today.
Oh, there you go.
Asked him how he was doing.
Speaking of center back, what did you guys think of Fontes?
Fontes is still our rock. I don't care. This may be my Cody's bad take, but dude, I still think he's the best center back on this team. Don't at me.
He's the best passing center back.
Yeah. I thought he played really well tonight. I mean, he was the veteran. He was the captain. I don't think he's ever been the captain before, so that was interesting to see.
I didn't notice that. Good shout. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, until he passed it off to Russell. But I thought he played really well. I thought he was kind of the anchor for, Kave. Rod was next to him, and you got to have some presence back there. That said, I'm here for Robbie Valadar all day, every day. I want this guy to still stay out there because Fontes is making 1.1 million at least. He's in a contract year. Mm-hmm. Are you going to bring that guy back? Or are you going to keep playing this 21-year-old kid? He just had a birthday that you paid, 1 or 2 million or whatever the transfer fee was for.
Yeah.
David, you're shaking your head at me, David.
I was answering the question.
It was in agreement. He was agreeing with you.
Yeah, and in the post-game press conference, Vermes was complimentary of Valadar and was glad that he had him available. So brought in some solidity there at the end.
Yes, I am on Team Valadar because we did an interview with him and he told us how to say it.
Yeah, Cody's pronunciation is right because he got it from Robbie.
Yes, I said it how the man told me to say it because we interviewed him, and if you have not listened to the interview, he's a quiet, but that was a good interview. That was a good interview, wasn't it, Thad?
No, I totally agree. He was very pleasant to talk to.
There we go. He is a very pleasant young man to talk to.
Yeah. So I have a question though, Cody. We've talked to Andreu. We've talked to Robbie. When we talked to Courtney, now which center back pairing are you going to favor?
So I'll die on the hill. I think Fontas is our best center back. I love Volader. I think he's going to do very well. I think he should be playing. But and yes, so yes, Fontas is the best passing center back. But there's a certain level of calm that he has. Yes, there's been some bad mistakes this season as the whole team has gone, I would like to point out. But no, his instincts for his moments that he chooses to step up are in the way he steps up with such confidence. And no, I'm very confident with him back there. You said it earlier, Chad, that he was the anchor of the back line. When he is back there, I feel comfortable. I feel like he knows what he's doing. He's smart. And I think when you watch him play, you can literally see that he is of Barcelona. I think that comes off in his style of play and his demeanor.
Really disagree with anything you said, but I think it's funny that he got benched because he made a bad pass against LAFC and then stepped forward and immediately made a bad challenge right afterwards. And then we haven't seen him since then until tonight in the Open Cup. But again, I think it's less of a he's bad at his role as let's see what we have.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not against with rolling with the hot hand, which is what Peter Vermes is always going to do. And Courtney Ford is the hot hand at the moment. But I still think, and I wouldn't be surprised if, a month from now or, at some point into this season that the pairing was Volader and Fontas. And I think that would be a pretty smart matchup.
I'm actually okay with either Fontas or with Fontas and or Volader or Courtney. So I mean, it's
there you go. I am too, and I think you. So are you halfway agreeing with me without without saying it? Because
yeah, no, I do agree with you. But I'm pretty equal with all three of them at the moment. Like any combination of the three of them.
So who is if someone agrees with me, tell me right now who the best center back on Sporting Kansas City is, if not Andreu Fontas.
Vermes.
No Issy talk here. You guys are dismissing Issy.
Izzy's not available at the moment, but yeah, I mean he's right there.
What a luxury, though, that there are 4 starting caliber center backs on this team. When last year the third center back was a defensive midfielder.
Now it doesn't seem quite as luxurious when you have holes in every other part of the field. when there's not enough starting lineups for any in the front line, and there's a luxury in the back line, but yes, I like our center backs for sure.
And always move Sweat up to the left wing.
Yeah,
we're just not on the field.
Hey, I just have to say, guys, this is like the longest quickie I've ever had.
Wow.
Kind of outed your own imperfections, eh?
Wow. So quickie, what he is referring to, what my podcast mate is ever so elegantly referring to, was I wanted to do this podcast as a quickie, and we are about 40 minutes in here. But that's what happens. I said it again. Cauldron after Shades of Blue after dark. That used to be a hashtag they would do all the time. Was hashtag Cauldron after dark.
I think we need to, just notice it is 1:03 a.m. How dedicated we are to this podcast, listeners.
That's right, and because I know none of you will listen if we don't if we don't post it timely and early in the week.
Since you keep referencing the Cauldron, this isn't from the Cauldron, but I sent David a tweet that I wanted him to dramatically read, David dramatically reads the Cauldron, but this is dramatically reads Twitter. David, do you feel up to that?
Well, there's a great Reddit thread that I think also deserves some credit, but this is from Chad. So at Play490 tweeted.
No. This man tweeted at me. No. This is at KC_Jack. He tagged me. David doesn't know how to use Twitter because he only has a secret Twitter account for trolling purposes.
I don't troll anybody on Twitter.
That's fair. Just to read tweets. My apologies. trolling in the old sense of the word, where you're just like hanging out under the bridge, but you're
He's
not
a
actually
lurker.
saying anything.
A lurker is the word you're looking
Lurking.
for.
I don't know the words.
Boomer.
So
Boomer.
Casey_Jack, quote, "Well, I guess we will be well rested. This team on the field would lose to Rockhurst High School. Can't complete 3 passes. Goalkeeping is not only non-existent, but would be better if we didn't have one back there. This year has been embarrassing all around." End quote. And I don't think that's fair. That was early on in the game, I think.
That was around the 2-0 mark, I believe.
But there's a Reddit thread posted by Cody's friend T-Calvin93. And it's titled, "I'll Never Forgive FC Dallas. Now V can start Khiry Shelton like 15 times in a row without another goal or assist since he scored tonight." It's all there.
Oh my God. That honestly, like, that one is like, I hate to admit it, but like, that's so true. Like, I had that thought the second Khiry scored. I'm like, oh man, like he's gonna roll as a starter off of this for the next 6 months, isn't he?
This is incredible. This whole thread could be its own. Each individual post deserves their own flowers. All these people and all the takes, God bless them.
What's so good about the really good ones is when they really touch something where part of it is like actually kind of true. Where like the way they've said it and that this person is screaming into a void like a dumbass, but then it's like, oh God, they're kind of right. That's where it really hurts.
Can I read another one?
Yes.
This is on the match recap. Lala's Land says, "Nobody really cares about the MLS Tin Cup or that rusty old supporters shield or the CONCACAF Champions something thingy trophy. The only thing that bears true honor and glory is the U.S. Open Cup." Amen.
Yes.
I love it. It's good.
I love the U.S. Open Cup.
I like that
one of the
they
oldest
tried
tournaments.
to phone it in, and they still went and won the game.
Well, that's what's so weird. Like, phone it in, but all of these players were on the bench, and you were very quick to sub them all in. Like, it was a very weird thing they did there.
Well, and it was pre-planned. I think, you can't play these guys. We're in a stretch of 5 games in 15 days. They can't play every single game and every single minute. But if you manage it, and Peter was talking about, hey, we're lucky that it's Tuesday and we have until Saturday to play again. So there's, a little bit of cushion here. It sounds like they didn't even, Thad could probably speak to this better than me, that they didn't even practice this week. They've just been doing regen, and then they played a game.
Yeah,
there was no
expect
practice
those
for this.
guys to go 60 minutes, though, did they?
I don't know. I was telling the guy next to me, I thought that was the plan, was to just try to get to this point, hopefully be within reach, and then start bringing in the normal starters and see if you can either catch up or, build a lead. And just that Nicola scored right before I said that they were going to be guys coming in, and Shallowy and Remy and Khiry came in, it made me look really smart to the guy sitting next to me. So.
And that's
what really matters.
Yeah, it's almost like internet karma points, but not.
So Thad and I will not be doing a midweek interview this week, as we really got in a groove there for like 5 weeks in a row. We were doing it. Midweek game kind of threw things off, but we'll get back to that. If you haven't been listening to those interviews that we've been doing, you should. They're short, and I think they're pretty good. I like to think we're getting something out of these guys that you're not going to hear on the Sporting KC show.
Yeah, a little soccer, a little not soccer. And unfortunately, the Tuesday game is what really messed it up. A Wednesday game, we probably still could have got away with it. But
yeah. So
there's a Wednesday game next week. So can we expect the return to the Tuesday talks next week?
We're trying.
I don't know. Everyone shamed Patrick into it. See, Patrick, look how many people want this to happen. All 5 of us in this podcast, and the 7 people that listen to it want these interviews to happen.
Yeah, trust me, Patrick's not the problem. He wants them to happen too. It's just the scheduling of the team.
The last one we did was Johnny Russell. That was very fun. Johnny's always a good interview. We had to wait for him to get off the training table, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was a long wait.
So I have a question actually about that one. I listened to that, and Johnny was extremely understandable, which is not always the case for those from Scotland. You have like it's not even an American accent, but does he put on like an accent to make himself understandable?
Yes.
You know, I think that he does, because
Yes.
I've heard an interview with him where a Scottish person was interviewing him, and my God, no, there's no understanding it. So he definitely does do that.
I've talked to him like doing an interview, and he's perfectly, understandable, clear, full clarity. And then as soon as you turn the microphone off, turn off the recorder, he turns to the next guy and goes, "Hey, I don't." Like, how did he just say?
Oh my God. I was hoping that whole time that he actually would whip out an impression at the end of that.
I didn't try to make it Scottish. I just tried to make it unintelligible. So.
He just unleashed some gibberish on everybody there. No, that's awesome. You should have told me that before we interviewed him. This is the kind of thing that I want to do in interviews. Yes, we need to play this game. We're going to have Johnny on. We're going to have him say a sentence as he would if he were interviewing with the Kansas City Star, and then how he would do it if he was in a pub somewhere. I want to play that game.
Yeah, it's interesting getting those accents in there sometimes. We used to have fun trying to get Colin to say certain words.
Oh man, Aurelian Colin recently retired. Right? Did I dream that? No, he did. Right?
That is correct. He's going into coaching. He told us.
Oh, is he? Not a player. I would have ever been like, yeah, that guy's gonna be a coach.
Yeah, he talked to us in the press box during one of the games. I apologize. I don't remember which game it was, but he came out. We did an old school style scrum and held out our microphones and phones. And
yeah, he was on the broadcast too. That game. That was a few games ago.
Yeah, actually, I thought about trying to get him on a pod, like if we can get him to zoom in.
Yes, let's do that. You're in charge of that. It's your homework.
Just give me a time. Give me a date. Give me a potential.
We can work around Aurelian Colin's schedule. That goal he scored. Are we like old by the goal he scored in MLS Cup was almost a decade ago. Oh my God, that is insane. But that goal he scored in the corner kick when he shouldn't even have been on the field because he should have been red carded a few minutes before. Oh my gosh, that guy is one of the most excited goals I have ever seen, short of Kun Aguero scoring the winner for Manchester City. That was the greatest goal that will ever be scored in the history of soccer.
His
You're not supposed
PK
to-
wasn't bad either.
Yeah. You're not supposed to admit, though, that he wasn't supposed to be on the field. You're supposed to stick to the lie that, hey, like Tom Brady until, 20 years post-Tuck rule, finally admitting it was a fumble. You got to hold on to it longer. 9 years? That's not enough, Cody. Fight for it.
No RSL fans listen to this. At least I hope not.
Oh, I hope they do.
I'm very vulnerable on this show. I hope no Seattle fans listen to this. I hope RSL fans don't listen to this. I put myself
I hope
out
they
there.
do. And if you
You hope Ultras
we
don't listen to
think
this?
You suck.
Yeah. Definitely hope Ultras don't listen to this. Actually,
Yeah,
that's
we
how
did-
we'll go viral. Let's get some. I'm ready for that fight. Let's do it. Let's get some clout.
I believe after you did the podcast where you kind of talked about the Johnny Russell incident before you interviewed Johnny and talked to him about it, someone said the Blue Testament used to be good. Now it's garbage.
Really?
They were talking about your podcast.
Yes. Why did no one tell me this? Yes, that's
I'm
a
pretty
big
sure
win.
I put it in the
Yeah,
Slack.
we did.
Oh,
We did.
big win for
Cody
the
doesn't
show
read
there.
the Slack. He doesn't read the articles.
Cody's not familiar with the BlueTestament.com, so I'm trying to get him there. We'll get it. We'll
There
figure
are
it out.
so many slacks. There are so many slacks. What I am
Okay.
whatever. What channel was this at? If it was in general, I saw it. I read these things. Okay, David, go ahead. What do you have? I'll drop
Sorry,
it.
we're having this is Shades of Blue After Dark. So we started off the rails and we're continuing to run off the rails. I will just say we only have to win 4 more games to win the Open Cup. The rest of this round happens tomorrow. They draw the day after for the round of 16 in the quarterfinals. So we'll know who the next 2 opponents would be. Well, or kind of would know who the next opponent is, and then the pairing, if we were to win that, who we would play.
So 4
we-
games. 4 games to a
4
trophy.
games. 4 games to a trophy.
Look at that. And SKC Nation was all down in the dumps.
That's a Mike stat. I didn't have to text him though.
That was a David stat. Or did Mike actually give it to you, and that's what you're saying?
No, the Wikipedia gave it to me.
I was like, I don't think we needed Mike for that level of research on that one.
Yeah, but Mike's probably up researching right now at 1:15.
I can count to 4.
He's updating his spreadsheets right now as we speak. And thank goodness he is, because, gosh, how would we know anything if he wasn't providing us that information?
Okay, well, it was a very fun evening. Sporting KC are good again. We're going to win another trophy, only 4 wins, and we're going to be hoisting another trophy this year.
Before we leave, can we really quickly talk about the other teams that are in Kansas City, at least a couple of them? Just super brief.
Okay, Chad,
Sporting Kansas City 2.
You get 1 minute. I'm going to time you. You get 1 minute. You got to talk about
I'll keep it under. Sporting Kansas City
kidding.
2. They picked up a 4-2 win on the weekend. They were down 2-0, reeled off 4 straight goals. That seems familiar, right?
Let's go SPR.
Mateo Bunbury with a brace in the first half. So that was delightful. Unfortunately, the Kansas City Current did lose in the Challenge Cup semifinals last week on Wednesday, and they lost their home opener, but they are playing really well, and the games were jammed very close together. I think now that they're getting spread out, hopefully we'll see the return of some players pretty soon. But I don't know if you all listened to the podcast Snacks with Lynn Williams and Sam Mewis, 2 Kansas City Current players. I recommended it. It was fun.
What?
They had a charming little... I know I'm not allowed to talk about other podcasts. I'm really bad.
No,
about
they
that.
do a pod. That's cool. I didn't know the players were doing a podcast. That's a good. That's a good shout.
Just those 2.
Cody,
Players,
you pay
yes.
attention to soccer?
Well, I keep an eye on the Current. I keep current on the Current. I'm sorry, I don't know they're doing a podcast. I like Sam Mewis. That's cool. I would listen to that pod. Everyone go listen to the Sam Mewis and that other player that Chad just
Lynn Williams. Yes, they are friends. This is season 3.
Said her name.
He already forgot it. They're
She's
only
a national team
U.S.
player.
national team players.
Leading scorer of the NWSL history.
Yes, I know the name now.
Multiple championships with North Carolina Courage.
That I've heard it a second time. I know the name. Don't put me in this corner. I'm not in the corner of hating on women's soccer. I appreciate the Current. I love
No. We're not saying you hate on women's soccer. We're just saying you don't pay attention to other soccer.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
Anything that's not Manchester City or Sporting KC, the first team, you do not care.
or
Although I was
Crypto
stunned to
Time.
learn Cody was watching an SKC2 game. He was like live messaging in the Slack. I'm like, when these are on, you're aware of these that these exist. All I wanted to say though about Sam and Lynn Williams, as sadly Lynn Williams out for the year, but Sam Mewis sounds like her injury might not be great either. Matt Potter didn't give much of an answer when we asked.
He never does.
So there was
well, thankfully the high performance team is really working hard on this. We know Sam wants to be out there.
Bad with his second impression of the evening. Who knew
Yeah,
that
two
was
impressions?
Although there
That
wasn't
was
an
nice.
English accent at all. But
Wait, this person is English.
Matt
that was
Potter's
supposed to be
English, yes.
Oh my gosh, Thad, a
You
legend.
expect me to do impersonations at 1:17?
He was supposed to do a French and an English one. Thad, you're a legend with your impressions. I love it.
French? When was it supposed to be
Scottish.
French?
Yeah,
Oh.
Johnny
Oh.
Russell, famously from France.
Oh, I thought we were doing. I thought
No,
he
I
was,
could have.
I
I
thought
could
it was
have
an
actually
Aurelian
done the
call-in.
Colin one in French
Yeah.
if you wanted me to.
Let's hear it.
Because I can tell you the word that we used to try to get him to say.
Yeah, do it. Do you need to workshop this off air? Do you need to workshop it a couple times?
No.
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 Okay. I'll stall for you if you need it.
The word we wanted him to say was focus, but the way he said it was focus. So we need to focus on the other team's ability to do this.
third impression. Oh. Beautiful.
Cody, you need to go to
Now,
bed, man.
for anybody who
love it.
complains, I grew up in the boonies of Missouri, man. I can barely pronounce English. So that's why when we get them the names of players, I find one of their names that I can use. So I know Nicola. I know Janice because our Cypriot friends taught us this.
The
Bobby,
Cypriots.
Remy.
Andreo. I know him because he's been here long enough, or Fontes, but
Okay, so all I heard there was you just listing off a number of players that I'm going to ask you to give me an impression for at some point in the future.
No, I don't have an impression for them. I'm just saying that's their names because that's the way I can pronounce one of their two names relatively accurately. And I admit this. I suck at it. There's no denial there, man.
Okay. That was like Chad admitting earlier that he sucks at this because he doesn't actually know anything about being a right back or a fullback.
Yeah. Or being a journalist.
It's all right. I hope, don't people know that when they come to the Blue Testament? I hope people aren't like, yes, let's read some real journalism when we come to this SB Nation site of.
Hold on.
Robert.
Robert, there we go. Robert keeps us in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That was. I didn't mean to shit on Robert there. That was just. I like good self-deprecating humor.
There's some like legitimate conversation about tactics and lineups, the rosters. Chad always has great pieces on like the depth chart, the salary cap. So yeah, come on, you're underselling what we deliver.
Yeah, I don't
It's a
want
good place to be, guys.
I
Good
don't
place
want to
be.
ruin the shtick by like saying it out loud too much, but that's definitely what we're going for. Cody's dream show is talking about the different body parts that would be on lists for Khiry Shelton, and then 2 minutes later we're delivering where Thad and Chad are talking about in-depth prospects of Jake Davis and how the strikers are working. That's the exact podcast that I want to do. That's what we're.
I think
going
you
for.
accomplished that, but I gotta tell you, when you keep talking about Khiry Shelton's body parts, like just expect you to say something like he rubs the lotion on the skin or something like that. Like it's just kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Just don't think about it too much.
Oh, I wish I could just screen cap Thad's expression when I said that.
I don't want to see it. Going back to Chad's interruption earlier for other teams, with SKC2, you forgot the winning goal was by Cole McLaughlin.
Oh my God!
Was it really?
Names.
Okay.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, Cody, Cole McLaughlin is Doug McLaughlin, famous coach locally.
And friend of the podcast. Duh, I know him. He's been on this podcast multiple times. But man, those are some great names. SKC2 is just filled with great names. Ozzy Cisneros. We got a lot of guys.
I know this is going to shock you, but Ozzy's on the first team, but okay.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Who else?
Yes. That one guy, actually the guy that had the best name is not on the team anymore. He didn't, we drafted him and then he never played. What's the guy's name I'm talking about?
Who's that? Come on, tell us.
You know
Tell
who
us,
I'm talking about.
Come on, man, tell us.
Thad, you know who I'm talking about.
No. I'm sure I know.
Oh my God, I got it. It popped in my head. Isai Easley is who I was talking about.
He's on SKC2.
He's on the team.
Yes.
Okay, well, boom, there we go. Isai Easley, and I didn't even look it up. That's a hell of a name. And then
and where's he from?
Kave Rad. Boom. Oh, see, you guys give me time. I'm gonna keep going.
He's on the first team. He's homegrown.
Where is
they're not
Isai
playing.
Easley from? Do you know that?
Isai Easley. Let's see here.
Hawaii.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I should have known that one too. I was gonna make up some random country, but yes, Hawaii. Yes, I knew that one.
Yeah, that's a random
Hawaii.
country.
And he played college soccer at what school?
I know this.
I do.
I mean, I was just gonna say the University of Hawaii, the
I think
Rainbows.
it's Washington or something random like that.
No.
Grand Canyon.
In your
University.
old
That's
backyard.
right.
Chad,
Arizona, yeah.
where Coach Sissel is at now.
Okay,
Oh,
are
he
we
coaches the
developing a
women
new
there.
game here of shame Cody on knowledge of?
Is this new?
You know what? A Shades of Blue.
You made the mistake. You got me
Trivia
talking,
game.
Cody.
We could do Shades of Blue trivia for some sort of prize.
Okay.
Oh gosh, Cody would do the worst.
That would
It'd be
be
the
so
best
bad.
just to watch him do the worst.
That would
Like
be so bad.
whoever wins gets to write Cody's like intro message when he matches with somebody on Tinder.
I'm not
Bumble.
on Tinder. I need someone to help me make a profile though. I was on Tinder at once, never got any matches, deleted the app.
So for anybody who listens to this podcast, if you have dating advice or tips for Cody, you can find him at that Cody though.
God damn it.
And honestly, this would be a great wrong answers only segment.
This
but
is
really
just how I
just
wanted
love for our boy.
Just how I wanted this podcast to end.
Cody's a good kid.
Yes.
But let's find some love for Cody.
Oh, good God.
If anybody knows a good match for Cody, somebody who likes soccer,
God.
has a weird sense of humor, likes dogs.
If there's anyone still listening to this show, if there's anyone still listening to this show, I apologize for the way we have ended it, because it was a beautiful
We're not
night.
done yet.
No, I'm trying to. We're about to hit 1 hour. I'm trying to
Not
end
me.
this.
I'm fresh. I can still keep going, man.
It is 1:30 in the morning. I'm excited about the win, but I have to go to bed. I have to go pee too. Doesn't anyone else have to go pee? We've been sitting here for a long time.
No, I left in the middle. I left in the middle of the pod to do that, man. You just hit pause and give the reins to somebody else.
Okay. Well, Thad, say something prophetic. Boom. Got him.
What, you're speaking, Cody?
Oh, boo. Boo. David, give me something.
We have not lost a soccer game in a little bit.
Four matches.
Positive. And that's a positive.
4 matches. That's positive. Go Sporting. Woo!
Woo!
Don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.